In this video we're going to finish up this F-35. So, this is one of the wings who survived the crash. Let's see how it weighs. "170 grams. Remember that, guys, 170 grams. Before we continue the video, lots of you already downloaded the F-35, and if you notice on the website of Pichler, these retracts size M 90-degree rotating are out of stock. Please Pichler, do something about it. So for the guys who downloaded it already and built it, together with RC-Jetprint we designed a fixed landing gear, so you can do your takeoffs and landings anyway and replace the landing gear afterwards. So in this video I'm going also to assemble one set of non-retractable landing gear, just as temporary solution. During this build, or rebuild actually, it's really important to keep on track on weight. So this is my previous rudder without the electronics. So let's see what it does. 51 grams, 34 grams. So I use now a 3% infill gel oil, 0.2 layer, 242 degree nozzle temperature and 60 degree bed. Flow 50%. Brilliant again. 35 grams. Almost 50 grams. So I really recommend that we are not painting the parts. Please don't paint the parts because the model will be too heavy. This one is left, you can see it on the pin. All those pins are on the inside of the airplane. So in our previous video you saw that we were installing the landing gear and cleaning the retract shoulder. But for you guys I will do it one more time extra. And they just fit nicely. These PLA parts were the parts that were printed in the previous video. This is the lift fan hatch. And I already pre-fitted the parts. You probably need to sand or a little bit cut these edges to make it fit perfectly, like so. It must really close. Then I use this pen. One hand is filming and one hand is installing. And here we got this. But I can take it out again, or else I cannot fit in the EDF. So let's do that first. Okay, let's see if we can install it with just one hand. Cables to the back. Sure it fits in those slots. And let's gently slide the EDF down. Voila! So I won't glue this tube because you can remove the heads if you want to remove the motor or for some maintenance. And on this piece I simply install a servo. Looks already cool. These slots are for magnets. They are listed on the website. So I will glue this later on. But for now, it's already starting to look cool. The rudders. It's all up to you if you want to glue them or just simply slide a 5mm tube in it. I choose, or I prefer to use this tube and just use a drip of glue over there. Don't forget also to put this center pin for alignment of the rudder. It's really important that these rudders are aligned, or else you you are flying only corners. Same as this one. Slide them in. And guys, I'm filming with one hand, so I'm building it only with one hand. Here you go. So I will put the center pins later on. And now we can continue with the wings. If you have any questions about this build, detailed questions, just ask. And in the next video I will try to spend some time on your question and show it to you. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, let's go. Let's give it a flat sanding surface. And let's glue it with Sapper Gap. And I'll easily sand it. For sanding it, I'm using this open structure sanding paper. Fold a few times, and the cool stuff about the sanding paper is you can easily fold it, so you can follow the edges really nicely. Make sure this edge is really clean and nice, because later on we will install this front leading edge. And you don't want to get it stuck during flight. Cool. Both wings are sanded. The next step is also to print these wing tips. After this we're going to install this front leading edge. And I will show you how I attach them to the wing. For printing the simple wingtips, I'm going to use this craft bots. These are quite oldies, but this will do the right wingtip and this will do the left wingtip. Therefore I'm going to use Prusa slicer, a really nice slicer, easy slicer. I really love if this part is a little bit tougher, so I will use 2 vertical shells, and I'm thinking to go to 10% of infill. Let's go. Export. Let's go. Yes. Okay, well, the craft parts are printing the wingtips. We're going to proceed adding the wing tube. This is an 8mm tube, and it goes all the way through. On both sides I will keep a spacing of 110mm. Something like so. I won't put a time lapse in the video. These are the rudder parts. By the way guys, I still receive a lot of questions where we can find the STL parts. You can find them on RC-Jetprint.com. And we have a cool project coming up, the X-32. To give you guys a sneak preview, look at this nose part compared to this one. Amazing. Yep. Again, a really fuck up. This is Creality, the CR10. It's moved a complete layer. Thank you so much, Creality. Oh man. So I have to redo this part again, but you get a nice comparison how big this part is. Yeah, this is the disadvantage of using beds, large printing beds. The fast non-printing movements can't, the stepper motors just can't keep up. So yeah, I wasted again 20 hours of printing, guys. So I won't recommend this Creality CR10 Max. Just use a printer with a non-printing movement bed. Okay, for adapting the front leading edge to the wings, I am going to use hinge tape, and I will use a small drip of glue to make sure this hinge tape will attach to the structure of printing. By the way, het racestruik, cool stuff. Okay, let's use some tape. Let's put a small drip of glue on the edge, if it's not stuck. So this glue will make sure your hinge tape will adhere more better to the foaming structure. Then I cut by knife, so try not to touch the tape with your fingers. Only for this part, which is going to cut loose. Make sure the inside of the slot is really clean. Okay, let's put a small drip of glue to this edge, on the upper edge. So don't put glue over here, or else you will glue your front leading edge. It's not so cool. Make sure that you got 1 millimeter spacing. That it moves freely from the fuselage. Okay. And there you have it. Okay, let's do the other side. goeie. Dit zit mooi. Okay, let's install the front leading edge servos. So this video is particularly for the people who purchased a model. So this is really to make things more easy for those guys. So just slide this piece into the front leading edge nozzle. Clear out those small poops again. And gently slide it through. There you go. So what I do, I take a pen. So this is 0.0 and make a small mark. Then we know this mark is 0. So afterwards, when we connect the servo, it can go all the way, and then glue this part afterwards, just the tip. And what we want is actually 1 centimeter of travel, more than enough. But we will do that afterwards. Okay, let's proceed to the other side. Look at this. They are finished printing the wingtips. Awesome. Let's install them directly. Thank you, Craftbot. Okay, next step is to install this wingtip. I don't think this needs a really hard explanation. So, drop of glue, not that much. Bless you. Okay. Easy, sand away a small part with a little sanding paper, so you have some smooth movements over there. And here you have it. Cool. Straight worded 40 amps QX 14000. Okay, let's proceed installing the 30mm radius. Make sure the motors run freely. Okay, let's continue. For now, I'm gluing this ESC on the outside, because I'm still testing transition. Then there is a hole, you can slide the wires through it, it's more nicey. But now I want to have forced cooling just for prototyping purposes. I know it looks a little bit ugly, but yeah, sometimes this will work cooling down the ESCs. Okay, let's finalize it with a few pins. The local hobby shop is still closed, so I need to buy some hinges for these ailerons. But we can continue with these. Small dip of glue. Bullshit. Okay, if you remembered, the previous set was 170 grams. Let's see what this does. Including aileron. Nice. We saved 15 grams. So the paint which is added, yeah, it's 15 grams. It's way too much. So again, please don't paint your model. You will have some performance issues if you do this. Okay, let's install them. Zoom out. Nice. Left wing. Done. If you are building this F-35 model, you just saw these are quite rough to slide on, so make sure not to glue the wings to the fuselage. So when you make a crash, you can easily remove the wings and print yourself a new wing. But most damages happen occurring or during when we're traveling inside your car. At least in my case. So don't glue them. So let's proceed the elevators. Okay, let's proceed with the elevators. Same story. I'm using this 0% paper to clean up all those poops. I always start with a rough sanding, and then I will glue it directly. So for this part, so nice. small drill to clean out the tube. Nice. So tomorrow I will go to the local hobby shop to buy 3mm carbon tube because I'm out of stock at the moment. But to guide, we can use this orange 3mm tube. Now I'll just check it if it's clean on the inside. Nope. Yeah, here we go. Yep. This tube. If you are printing lightweight, I do recommend that you use a carbon tube to make this elevator strong. It feels really good and lightweight, by the way. So before we glue some parts together, also make sure that your table is clean. All this stuff can go into your surface and then it's not pretty much nicely aligned. So finish up the sanding. You can remove this by a scissor. And then we use the Farmer grid, but I prefer doing this afterwards. Yep, this one is done. So let's weigh these parts. "34 grams. Also, the most asked questions on this channel, can you please tell me the weights from each component? So elevator, all printed parts, 35 grams. Okay, let's glue them. And I will use the orange tube as guideline. I think this one is the one that needs to be here. Yep. Oops. Let's cut that out of the edit, but actually I don't care. Just hold it with loop. Use super glue. Pull it out. Same for the other side. And we will install the carbon tube afterwards. So, I remove this tube again. Nice. Let's finish it for sanding. Don't push too much pressure on these parts because the carbon tube isn't installed. I use the Verma grid again to smooth up the edges. This is a cool part about foaming filament. You can easily rework the parts, so this is pretty cool. Yep. So don't do too much. You need to install the carbon tube first. But let's see how it looks like on the F-35. Okay, for now I'm going to use boring paper tape to install the elevators. Because, yeah, like I told you, I'm running out of stock with hinges. I need to write an email to Pickler that they will put some more parts on stock. But for now, for the video, yeah, I want to see you the quick result of this build. And I will make another video with all the electronic hardware, how to install these. Well, the model looks really awesome, by the way. Look at it. So the slats are installed. The next time I will install the hinges for the ailerons and elevators and also for the rudders. I have a special trick that I would like to share with you, so make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you won't miss the next video of this series. We're also going to print a new hatch because my previous one is really painted and every gram counts in this build, guys. Just a tip, weight all your parts separately and fill that into the list, and then you can keep on track which parts are heavily or not. So you will get better and better each time you will build this model. Yes, it's looking really cool. And to give a little contrast, I used gray filaments for the elevators, ailerons, front leading edge and cockpit to give a little nice contrast. So guys, let me know in the comments what you think about this video. And in the next video we're going to install all the electronics. We're going also to install the KK2 board. And we're going to set it up for this first hover and first flight. And hopefully a full transition flight with this third build, but very lightweight model. This was the issues with the previous two models. They were too heavily built. So this one, yeah, I cannot wait to measure it fully. And hopefully we will reach that 3.2 kilos. Okay, that's it for this video. See you in the next one.